Hey everyone, so I'm going to go over the BA play. This is the chart that I sent, I think, was it last Sunday or something? Or maybe on last Sunday I think I sent this. This was kind of like my plan for BA as it was approaching its demand zone. I know this is a little messy right now, so how about we just start a new one and we'll just take it from there. So here is, let me delete this real quick. Alright, so here is BA. At the time we were looking at it, when I was first doing this analysis, it was right here, pretty sure, 170. It was kind of dropping. It lost this 170 area, this kind of support right here, and it was dropping pretty hard. So first thing I would kind of do is just look at this is just the daily right now, but what I usually do for every single stock I look at is look at the weekly as well, just to see if there's anything interesting. And the first thing I can see is that there is obviously a trend right here from the lows. And we can probably just go into daily real quick actually. We'll start from there. So we're looking, so let's look at this, get the volume out of the way real quick. Let's just look at that. So if we look at the trends here, maybe mark it like that just to be, a little nice to this level right here. So I was looking at that trend there. I was also kind of just, making that channel right there. Let's just leave it like that. Maybe it's better to do it like this, connect those two right there. It's kind of like a megaphone pattern. And I was also looking at a trend line from this top here. Big one like that. Yeah, I'm just being a little messy with it just because for this video. So what I was noticing with BA was every time we kind of, do a little coil up into a demand zone, she pops super hard. So what I was looking at was, okay, let's measure this move. What is that? Like 100% move basically, here to here. Another almost 100% move. So if we do another one from here to here, almost 100%. Not 100% exactly, but it's nice because it aligns. It has a nice confluence with both this upper trend line right here and this trend line from the highs right here. So that was kind of my overall target. Let's see if we get there or the market will let us. But what I was really concerned with, sorry for the sirens in the back, Brooklyn is loud as fuck. What I was really concerned with was this level right here. And that is our daily demand zone. So once we got, I was really looking at this weekly demand zone, this one right here. But I was a little suspicious of this one, just because if we look at the volume here, where are we? If we look at the volume on the daily, there's still like a considerable amount of volume right at this daily level, and I was really afraid that I would totally miss BA if I waited for, it to get to 147-ish. I thought I would totally miss the train here. Plus, this green candle right here is super, super bullish. It's really strong buyers here. I really think it was going to get scooped up right before. Plus, this confluence with the trend line from the lows kind of had me thinking that we were going to pop right at this demand zone here. So that was kind of my entry point right there. And yeah, let me go into kind of how I was establishing points of resistance above and when to take profit, etc. So if we go into the 4-hour chart, let's just pretend that none of this is actually here. None of that is actually here yet. So let's just imagine we just dipped into this, and I'm looking left, for all the resistance here. So what I'm first looking at is, this point right here. It's kind of a rally base drop, and that's kind of a point where, sellers kind of took control right there and really dropped us low. So thankfully today we basically exited right at 189.53 if you were following me. And let's see, I think my other level was right here, just because that's a pretty hard sell-off zone. So I think these were kind of like my two targets at first. Let's zoom in real quick, make sure I'm doing this right. All right. Yeah, so 180-ish. Yeah. Oh, 170 actually. And then there was also this one right here. Yeah, okay, so that was the other big red candle I was looking at. So I kind of look at these like bearish engulfing candles just for really strong sellers where, you know, price was moving up, but it did not, you know, make a higher high, or it failed to make a higher high. And I know that there's going to be some strong sellers waiting to sell and stepping in here. So I think I entered here, and my first PT was 173, and I exited that. And then, you know, BA was kind of consolidating for a few days. And if we go into the 30 minutes chart, you can see a super nice flag happening right here. And it's kind of, you know, flagging right into a really nice demand zone right here. I wouldn't call it like amazing, but, you know, there's some really thick green candles right here. So what I was watching for was a breakout here. And I'm just drawing my flag like this really quickly. So this was one day right here. This was the 5th or 7th, right? Yeah. This was one day right here. So this was 2 days of consolidation basically, or actually 3, like 2.5 or something. So 2 days of consolidation of BA kind of just, you know, making its way down. If we go into the 15-minute, I'm pretty sure I entered literally right here because I was waiting for BA to start making some higher lows. You know, see how it's kind of curling up a little bit? I was waiting for, you know, one of these zones right here. I think I was looking at this one. That's kind of like, you know, the start of this rally right here. So there's some strong buyers here that kind of got in after, you know, we popped here, people took profit, climbing back up again, consolidation for a little bit. It's probably a flag on the 5-minute if you look at it close enough. 1 minute even. Yeah, you know, that's a very subtle flag right there. So yeah, anyways, some buyers stepping in here. So I was monitoring this level, especially 170-ish is kind of like a mental level for, you know, buyers to not lose that as well. So once I saw that buyer stepped in here, we got a nice, let's see if we have any volume shoot up. Yeah, look at that. Nice little volume shoot up towards the end of the day, ramping right there. And yeah, I went long here, hoping that we would kind of pop in on Monday, and we did. And I was not satisfied with only getting to not even 180, which was kind of my zone right here. If we look back at that 4-hour chart, you know, I wanted us to at least get to 180 to fulfill, you know, those orders, those sell orders that didn't get fulfilled here. So I held on to that for one more day, and we popped right into it, this supply zone this morning, and I took profit on it right away. You can see popped right into that. We actually did get above it a little bit. I took profit just like right at the tip of this zone. I wasn't really risking it, especially with my thoughts about the market kind of taking a turn if ES couldn't get over, you know, 33.72, which it did drop super big today. We took another, you know, stab at trying to make a new high. Buyers were not really interested in that area at all. You can see breakout right here, tested it, and everyone's selling off for profit. And I think this is when some news came out about no one ordering planes in July at all for BA. So obviously everyone kind of dumped the stock there. So let's see what happens tomorrow. It did fall off real hard the rest of the day. So very glad that I took my exit there. Let me see if I can go over anything else real quick. So yeah, I'll go over this zone too. So if we go back into the daily chart, I'll draw some more resistances above here. So here's another rally base drop zone. I'll draw the candle like that. So When I'm drawing my levels here, you can see at this level, whenever a stock is coming down into a supply zone, whether that be a drop-based rally or a rally-based rally, you want to draw your levels here from the top of the engulfing wick to the bottom of the wick. Now for supply zones, sorry, did I say supply there? I meant demand zones coming into it, so supply zones above, you want to draw them to the bottom of the engulfing wick to the top of the wick. So basically, you know, the theory goes if we were to drop in, buyers should scoop us up before we were to lose 151.81. So basically I went long here with a stop below 151.81 because if we were to get below that, that would mean buyers are not satisfied with this price and we need to see a bit lower. So if we are imagining BA is still going to go up, I'll analyze this too. I haven't actually done that yet, but you know, here's another supply zone we got to watch out for. And it's a little messy, this chart here, you know, the rest of these levels here. And what I would kind of just look out for is, again, these bearish engulfing candles, and I would just put a little level right at the top of that. So I would just imagine that once we get to a particular level like that, we would sell off. And actually, I know there is one example in Amazon as well. I was watching this level right here. You know, look, we rally back into that level, drop. Rally back into that level, drop. So obviously, buyers are not interested in taking us above 32.36 for the time being. And there's also another example with Baba, I think. I'm just trying to remember. You know, that's kind of like a proper demand supply zone above. I think there was one more that I was looking at. Is it DAL? No. JP Morgan. So that's another, you know, when I'm looking for targets to make above and the chart is a little bit messy like this, I like to just look for these, you know, these strong candles with, you know, some high volume as well, you know, especially this one right here. You can see, actually, you can see when we hit that, we had a little bit of a downturn right there as well. So yeah, just kind of looking for those levels. You can see that we kind of hit that today with JPM. I was out of that. This was kind of my exit for JPM today. And we were going hard, and then the market kind of just dropped us there. So let's go back to BA. Let's see if there's anything else we can check out for our analysis now. So for me, I would want to see, you know, this, we just hit this supply zone. I wouldn't be surprised if BA went lower tomorrow. Let's see if the market lets us, or if we do another consolidation period like this. And that's another reason I exited my calls, just because I might as well, you know, take profit on all of them. They were up a stupid amount. And, you know, there might just be another 2 days of consolidation before another move up or down. And I don't want theta just eating away at the place. So if we look, nice little rally-based rally right there. Nice little demand zone. And let's go into the 4-hour. You know, I would label this as kind of a drop base rally right here. So both of these levels below have some buyers. And if we go into maybe this volume shelf, we can see if there's, you know, anyone else interested. And I would be careful right here. Oops. I would be careful right here with any, you know, shorts, or if I were to go long, because that's kind of the start of this rally right here. So there are some strong buyers right there, and volume is looking pretty strong right there. You know, if we kind of bring ourselves over here, yeah, you know, volume is pretty heavy at that 172 level. So I would be probably taking profit on any puts. I'm not in any positions at the moment, but I would be taking profit on puts here, expecting a bounce, buyers to come in. If we lose that, I'd expect buyers to come in here. If we lose that, I'd expect buyers to come in here. And if we lose this level, that would not be looking very good for BA. I'll just draw some quick arrows. you know, this is kind of just how this one is nice because it has, you know, confluence with this trend line below. So if these two things were lining up, I would love to, you know, take another long position there. And basically the risk or reward is great, especially here, because the risk is what? 2 points, $2 if it drops below. The reward, almost, you know, how much was this move so far? A 23%, 24% move. So the risk reward on a play like that is just unbelievable, especially like this, you know. The risk is that you lose the trend line and you lose this level, you get out of the position immediately, and just, you know, you can even switch to short, you know, once you get out of that position. So I'd be expecting some sort of, you know, kind of pullback there. Let's see. Go a little bit closer. Anything interesting on these time frames? I kind of work my way down into the time frames from the daily, just because I kind of realize that these daily demand and supply zones are just so much stronger than anything else, and you know, anything else is kind of just meant for intraday. So above, if BA can make a higher high, I'd imagine next stop would kind of be this as a resistance point, and this as a resistance point. For me, I wouldn't think this is too much, just because we're so close to 200. I feel like they would just push us right over there. And especially if we were to get over this high, I'd imagine there are some strong buyers. And I would just imagine, yeah, that we would kind of get a push to 207.15. After that, we have this daily demand zone, or daily, sorry, supply zone that we saw here. And then after that, you know, this could see a nice little fallback as well. Then after that, let's see what I had here. Did I have anything else here? Okay. I had a nice little hard sell-off point, I guess. Yeah. Let's look at the daily real quick. Yeah. So I was just labeling this mostly because it aligns so perfectly with this, with that right there, you know. So if you can imagine, this is kind of the drop for COVID here. You know, drops super hard. Buyers are kind of pushing it up, trying to get, you know, a better price to sell. And right here, boom, sold right off. So I'd imagine there's a bunch of sell orders just waiting to get fulfilled right here, and we would get to this price. So right here, you know, that's a pretty insane move. I mean, not so crazy for BA, because BA is just an animal on its own. But if we were to ever get to, you know, 292 at some point, whether it be, you know, with this trend line or not, I would definitely take some short there. And I would also be watching right here too, because that's a nice little base candle, you know. And what these candles mean here is basically that price was flat and accepted at this point. So, you know, price is kind of going all over the place with these, but at these basing candles, that means that price was driven up, it stopped for a day, and then it dropped. So this was a point where price was accepted by both buyers and sellers. And that, you know, that's how I see it for the supply and demand zone. So I would definitely, you know, around this area be taking profit on longs and maybe potentially switching to the short side. Yeah, you know, I would be mindful of this area as well. And this is kind of just how I draw my support and resistance, you know, supply and demand zones. And really, that's the only way that I see to trade like this. You know, you can use some fib extensions. Sometimes I like doing that as well. Let's see what this gives us if we do a little. This might be crazy. Yeah. You know, sometimes I do from the start of a rally to the end of a rally, and I do an extension here to see if there's a PT above that aligns with any sort of, you know, has any sort of confluence with another area, you know. If you look at this one, I just look, you know, if this were to have lined up with all of these zones, that would make me feel pretty good about that as a target. I'm trying to think of anything else I could go over quickly. I think that's about it. And you can actually see this was my plan that I wrote, pretty sure last Sunday, whatever day it was. What was that? Yeah, August 3rd was when we kind of popped right there. I have the archived post somewhere for this. So yeah, you can see that my plan was to look at that rally-based rally zone right here, stop below 1581, and these were my upper targets. And this is actually the area we hit today, 189.53. If we were to get over that area, we'd really pop, but we did not, and we sold off. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about that. Yeah, I also drew this lower channel here, you know, just to connect these two channels. You know, sometimes a channel like this would have some sort of reaction, but to be honest, this channel is much stronger in my opinion. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about this particular setup, this kind of game plan. This is kind of the stuff that I really look for, just because, you know, BA had this huge run and it kind of sold off. We coiled right up and then we dropped off again, dropped off into demand, and then pop. And that risk reward is just perfect for me, and that's exactly what, you know, I kind of look for in a lot of these plays. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll make another video sometime soon. Thanks.